I know y'all going to be bragging about in the comments. I know y'all have opinions. Hi everyone, welcome to the Curly Hair Network, the network for and from girls, and today I'm going to discuss the curly girl rules that I don't follow. So let's keep on watching. So the first rule that I don't follow is that I don't use the diamond brush anymore. Yes, you heard it right. I used the diamond brush before because I saw a couple of great reviews about it, like people with super defined curls. They didn't even have to finger coil it anymore to make it like super defined. But I used it, I bought it, I asked my mom to buy it for me for Christmas, and she did, and I really didn't like it at all. I know it's a styling tool, so it's not to like detangle your hair, but it just didn't work at all. Literally gave me more frizz. I think I'm just doing something wrong because a couple of weeks ago I saw a video from a girl who was literally explaining how to use diamond brush, and I think I didn't really use it right, but I also don't think I really need it because I already get super defined curls by finger coiling and also just by some really nice products that I'm using right now. So why use a brush for definition? I don't understand, I really don't. Just like twist, do a braid out, do finger coiling. You really don't need a diamond brush. And also, it's like expensive for a brush. Like it's 20 euros for a brush. For a brush, guys. Like, y'all kidding me? No, you can't even detangle with that thing. Especially when you have thick hair like me or thicker hair structure. Don't do it. Doesn't work. Just get definition another way. So the second rule that I'm really not following is pre-pooing. I try to, but I'm just really lazy. Like it's too much. Like wash days already really long. Like shampooing, conditioning.
Waiting till I get this conditioning in there better for like 5 to 10 minutes. Then wash it out. Then the hair mask.
It's too much. It's already too much. We're already like waiting, and a lot of people don't have the DYSON blow dryer, which means that they have to diffuse with another blow dryer, or that they have to wait really long to have it like dried out, like air dried. And it takes like literally like a day to make your hair like look popping again. So no, pre-pooing is only making it longer. I know that a lot of people have experienced that with pre-pooing. They have extra hair growth, like it stimulates hair growth, but for me literally it's not worth it. Like wash day is already long enough. Third rule is that I don't use protective hairstyles. I just really don't do it because I love wearing my hair natural, literally. So I also don't really do braids. I don't do weaves, of course, because that's not real hair, like not real hair from me. You know, someone in Asia had that hair before, but it's not my hair, and I really don't feel comfortable with putting like someone else's hair on my head. Maybe it sounds really weird, but I love my curly hair, my natural hair so much that I really don't want to use protective hairstyles. Maybe I want to braid my natural hair someday, like in the winter time when it's going to be really cold, but I also really don't do that a lot now. But maybe I will experimenting with protective hairstyles like that, like natural protective hairstyles, but things like weaves and wigs and braids, like fake braids with fake hair, I really don't do. The fourth curly girl rule that I don't follow anymore is I don't dye my hair with Olaplex anymore. And that's because I used to dye my hair with Olaplex. I did it once. It was also like the first time that I dyed my hair ever at a hairdresser, of course, because I don't do it at home because I'm really scared I'm breaking off my hair. But yeah, she dyed my hair with Olaplex, and I really like the Olaplex on itself, like the treatment number 3 that you have to do at home, or like you can also do it at the hair salon. It's like literally the last step of the treatment. But my hair was really dry after dyeing it with Olaplex, and I was really thinking about like why. I was like, okay, maybe it's just like the dye. But then I went to another hair salon because the first hair salon dyed my hair in 2 colors except for one. So yeah, let's just not talk about that anymore. But the other hairdresser told me that if you want to use Olaplex in your hair, the percentage of the dye has to be higher, because otherwise the color doesn't stick to your hair because of the Olaplex. Olaplex is really heavy treatment for your hair, which also means that you have to use stronger hair dye. Like normally on like straight hair or people that are dyeing their hair in really bold colors, in the Netherlands you use like 13%, and with Olaplex they used on my hair 9%, which already sounds really low, but without Olaplex they could use 3%, which literally like it's nothing. Olaplex is so strong, which means that if you use 3% of hair dye, it wouldn't be stuck to your hair. So if you use that for bleaching like your hair, you won't get the color that you want, because Olaplex is a really strong treatment. So that's why you have to have a higher percentage of the dye if you use with Olaplex. And literally the first time that I dyed without Olaplex, it felt way softer. So why use Olaplex? I do really like Olaplex as a treatment, but I don't really need it. And the last curly girl rule that I don't follow is something that I know y'all going to be bragging about in the comments. I know y'all have opinions, especially the people that are just watching the video and never comment. And now I know y'all going to comment, but I don't use the curly girl method completely, and I have to explain that, of course. I only don't use parabens and silicones because they're really harsh for your hair, especially the silicones literally builds up all the products on there, looks really shiny, would look really great. That's why all the time when you're using a silicone product it would look great, and then it's not getting any nourishment, any vitamins, and after a couple of months or maybe after a couple of weeks it's already going to be super dry. So that's why I don't use silicones, I don't use the parabens, because there are literally enough natural conserving ingredients like honey, glycerin, so it isn't really necessary to use parabens in there. And also I don't use a lot of sulfates. I only use them when I have to refill something with silicones in it, because you have to final wash with the silicones. So I have literally one sulfate shampoo that I'm going to show you right now. I use this one. This is a shampoo bar from Lush with argan oil in it. It smells super nice, and also with roses in it, which is really nice for redness and irritations. And argan oil is really moisturizing, of course, and makes your hair stronger. But I really only use this when I really need it. So when I try it out something with silicones, or when I just feel like my hair really needs something and there's like heavy buildup on my scalp. But that's it. So it's not really bad to use sulfate, but just don't use them every week or every day, because it's really harsh for your hair. It really strips out all the oils of your hair, and curly hair is already dry, so you need those natural hair oils for your hair to be moisturized. But I literally don't look at drying alcohols at all. And I don't do that because it's just too much work. Also, I try to look a little bit at wax in my products, but that's it. I just check if there's no silicones in there, no parabens, and no sulfates, because I already have a sulfate shampoo that I'm going to use for when it's finished, literally. But that's it. I think that curly girl movement literally is getting a little bit too much right now. People literally don't want anything in their hair products anymore, and they're looking at hair products that don't have silicones, parabens, and all that kind of jazz in there. But then on the other hand, they don't even look at the other ingredients of the ingredients list. If you don't recognize like half of the ingredient list, don't do it. Then it's still chemical, and then it's super chemical, and then it doesn't matter that there aren't silicones in it and parabens in it and drying alcohols in it, because you're still using a lot of chemicals in your hair. If you see a lot of things like avocado butter, shea butter, olive oil, things that you recognize straight out of literally the kitchen or straight up like DIY hair products. Those are the ingredients that you want in your hair products, and that's why I think a lot of people are literally only looking at a couple of names in the ingredients list because the curly girl method says that you can't use them, and that's it. Like, you kidding? You kidding? Like, no. Just look at what the ingredients do for your hair. Literally check them. Like, also like with the sulfates, sometimes you can use sulfates, and there is also like one sulfate that is just, it isn't really a sulfate. It's called a sulfate, but it's not the same sulfate as in all of the shampoos that you don't want to use. It's like called metal sulfate. I think I'm going to post about it soon on my Instagram, so follow at the Curly Hair Network. Because y'all need to know that. Y'all really need to know your ingredients. But don't just look at like one list that you see in a Facebook group about the curly girl method and just follow that. Follow your own leads. And that's where I want to end this video with, because I'm going to brag about this for hours. If you want to see like a more in-depth video with maybe another curly girl, me and her talking about the curly girl method and what we do use and what we don't use about it, just comment down below and I will make that video for you guys. And I'll see you guys next week in a new video. Bye!